Okay, so ladies, gentlemen, let's try some examples like Joe wanted about flipping and then flipping again in maybe different ways. So, first things first, I have two functions, f and g. They're x cubed and x squared, which are nice, hopefully things you know about.
Yeah.
So, can somebody give me a,
It's a V.
what does x cubed look like?
Like a V.
Good, that was almost a perfect noise.
Just kidding.
It looks like a little whoopty thing, right?
Yeah.
So what's the difference between x cubed and tangent?
There's a bunch of x cubes.
Yeah. Tangent.
There's
And X
no
cubed is
undefined little section.
Yeah, there's no vertical asymptote. Tangent looks like a bunch of these little buggers with asymptotes in between them, right? So be a little careful in your brain to put those in two different boxes. How about x squared?
Parabola.
Yeah, that's just a parabola. Boom, boom, right?
Yeah, exponential on both sides.
No,
Right, it just looks like population growth on the other side.
no. Population growth looks like an exponential curve, which is steeper.
Oh, okay. That looks straight up.
Yeah, so careful, careful. These things have like slightly different shapes, and when I draw them, I'm usually drawing basically polynomial things. Exponential growth gets really, really fast, really, really quick.
Yeah.
There's an interesting sort of economic statement, which is that populations grow exponentially and food production grows linearly, or at best polynomial, which means that eventually population outstrips food growth. This is kind of a fact of life.
Yeah.
I think it showed it in the book or something.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a picture of it in the
Supply
book.
and
It's
demand
sort of
doesn't
every time we introduce the exponential function, we mention this, like in hopes that this will sink in. So, how about if I want to graph f of minus x? What do you do?
Just flip the horizontal.
Perfect. So I need to take this thing and flip it horizontally. So that's going to look like,
It's just along the y axis, yeah.
whoopty this way instead of whoopty the other way, right?
Yeah.
Okay, how about minus f of x?
X-axis flip.
That needs to be this one, right?
Yeah.
Which is,
Yeah.
yeah. How does that look different than this one?
It's just the axis in which.
One's on the y, one's on the x. On the flip.
Yeah, it's really just what did I flip over, right? Like for this one I flipped, oh that's not even right.
No.
For this one I flipped her on this axis here. And for this one I flipped her on this axis here. But I end up with the same picture. You see that? That's weird. Right? What's this one? If you flip it over,
And then flip it again, it's the same thing.
yeah, this is a horizontal flip followed by a vertical flip.
Isn't that inverse?
No.
No.
An inverse is a flip over y equals x. This thing is two flips. So one's going, which flip are you going to do first there?
Negative x.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay, so you flip over the y-axis, and then you take this picture and flip over the x-axis.
Oh,
you get the
you're
original
continuing.
Yeah, you
Okay.
get back to the original graph.
I thought those were two separate instances.
Yeah, so like example 1, example 2, and then, hey, if you do both of those flips, right, you get back to where you started. This is x cubed, which is apparently minus x cubed. Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah, algebraically those are the exact same thing. So graphically they should be the exact same thing. You guys remember that? Okay. This thing, where f of minus x and minus f of x are the same. You guys remember a word for this?
Ruined.
That's when a function's odd, because it acts like an odd power. You guys remember another example of a function like this? X to the fifth, x to the seventh, x to the odd power, yeah. What else?
One of the trig functions.
One of the trig functions.
Which one was it? Tangent?
So that's a, which trig function has a horizontal flip is a vertical flip?
Cotangent.
It's not wrong.
Yeah, not wrong. Cotangent is one of these. Tangent is one of these. Mostly because sine is one of these.
Okay, well, we
You
were
guys
all
see that?
like thinking that, we were just too afraid to say it.
Okay, so odd means f of minus x equals minus f of x. This is what odd means. It means they act like odd powers. How about these other ones with x squared? What's x squared look like after you flip over the which? This is a y-axis flip.
So it's just gonna look the same.
Yeah, it looks exactly the same.
You flip around
Yeah.
Y.
Oh, wait, I was
just-
doing
You guys see that?
Yeah.
That's neat thinking, right? That's like minus x put into squaring, right? Gives you what?
Still X.
It's just x squared. Negative 1 squared is 1. What's that called? Where g of minus x, let me write that in blue. So what I just found was I found a function where g of x is g of minus x. You guys remember what this one's called?
Even.
Yeah, this is even.
No, that was
It acts like an even function.
Right, that's these two pictures are the same. Why is it called even?
Acts like an even function.
It's x squared.
Even exponential.
Even exponential.
Even power
Even
function.
power function.
Yeah, so the difference between a power function and an exponential function is where does the variable sit.
Okay.
So in these guys, the variable's in the base, so those are power functions.
Oh, okay.
In an exponential
is a-
function, the variable's in the exponent.
Got it, okay.
Cool? All right, what's minus g of x look like?
Flipped over the X.
Over the
Upside down.
horizontal.
Perfect. Right, we rotated around the x-axis. How about this guy?
Upside
Yeah,
down.
it's the same as the upside down one.
Yeah, so first you do that, then you flip it over, looks the same as this. C answer to part whatever. You guys cool? No. Yeah, sure.
And then in odd functions, f of x equals negative f, negative x, and then even.
Yeah, so you can rephrase odd and even, right? By taking this equation and flipping the sign on both sides. Or by taking this equation and flipping the sign on both sides. Cool?
Just go that way.
Can I turn off the thing?
No.
You didn't turn it on.
No.
It's on.
Oh, it is
It's
on.
on.
Oh,
It's
I didn't see
recording
it on.
on full.
Oh, wait.
I'm
This is
my
all
bad.